Okay.
I love
Okay,
it.
so yeah, welcome back from the break. I hope you had awesome lunch, everyone. You can mention that in the chat window what you had in a lunch. I had a chapati, and I don't know if you know about this beetle guard. That's what you said. Nice. So okay, so we got our team as well. So we got Sneha, Ashutosh. Where is Peter? Peter is here. That's great. Okay, so we are going for the office hours now. Let's see if you have any questions. So Peter, you will be taking this thing, right?
Yes.
So what you did for the last 30 minutes, because it's a different time zone for you.
No, I just took a break to take some water. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so let's see if you have any questions in the chat.
So yeah, we can start from here. So there's actually a questions in the chat. Someone is asking, do we have to do the certification today? No, you don't need to complete the certification today. You can claim it by meaning like check out, for free, and then it will be in your inbox on the platform that we have our certifications. You can do it anytime you want. And if you fail the first time, you can continuously doing it over again until you pass, basically claim your badges. So that's basically the rules for our certifications. All right. I mean, the chat is open, so if you have any questions, just let us know. We have been. No, go
Peter,
ahead.
you want us to do? Oh, there's a question in the chat.
So how to extend the account info class in the account SDK and add additional attributes to in Corda. So if you look at the Corda account SDK where you have been implementing Corda applications, you will know that in the state you can implement different state class. So for example, the token SDK, you create your own state and then you implement the evolvable token type. So that's actually a Corda state. And if you are using, for example, your state has characteristic of being unique, you can implement the linear state. We have multiple samples in that. So token for account SDK, account info is just the account info is just basically another Corda state you can implement just from there. Give a couple try, or actually look for our samples in the samples folders. You will see that we have been using different other state type, just not the account info. But yeah, that might be a good point. We can start writing. We can write the samples to do it. I see a question is, Peter, could you repeat the process again? What process? Okay, so maybe
I think the certification process, Peter.
Oh yeah, the certification you can do anytime. So today, what code do I need to? Well, I mean, I've been sharing the link in the chat, just basically above your questions, but I will share
Naveen, do you
again.
want to share your screen and just take them through the process? Because I think a lot of people are really confused about this. They don't
Okay.
realize that you guys, anyone listening, you have to check out in order to get the $0. So, Naveen, do you want to share your screen and just show them how to do it?
Oh, sure.
Okay, great. Just a second. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so it's very easy actually when you click on get started. So actually I already have those things in my cart. Let me just remove that for you. Okay, so basically when you go to any of this certification, let's start with Conclave. So just go to certification. Yes, it costs $150, but when you click on add to cart, and you can just go back for the another certification, let's say Coda as well. And you can say add to cart. Now, both these products are in my cart. You can see that. Yes, it says $300, but when you say checkout, automatically it will apply the coupon. So if you can see the URL which is mentioned in the chat, it has this coupon code. So you don't have to actually add this by yourself. It will be added automatically. So the total price now, it's only 0. You have to fill up your details and that's it. Continue with the payment and you're done. You will get these exams for free.
So Gupta was asking, or Vishal was asking, I was able to check out, and after that we've received the email, but when and how can we take the exam? I think a lot of people are confused as to how to actually take the exam.
Okay, so I think you will get the link in your emails. Is that correct, Divya? For Corda, I know that's the case. Is that
Even for Coda and Conclave, you will get a link which will ask you to register on the Lessonly platform. So there's a Lessonly platform where you could take up the examination. So you will get a link to register on Lessonly, and that exam will be added to your Lessonly account. So you could use the same email ID on Lessonly and then go there and take the exam. And once you have cleared the examination, then you will get an email with the badge that you could share on your LinkedIn profile and other social media handles.
And Peter, Ravi was also asking a question I think you saw there.
Yeah, so that's going back to the Corda account. So the question is, why doesn't account info class support archive command as a contract only has create command? Well, I mean, that's the case. I mean, that's when our clients request for these features, they only sort of asking for the create command because they working in the industry that once you create the accounts, it's forever there. Yeah. And yes, any other question on the account? Well, and also let me say this. So, I mean, all of Corda's platform is open source. So if you really think, you want to add some features, we are also open for contribution. So, your name can be forever be part of the project. So that's also another options. Yes, I see there's still questions about assignment. Where is it? Yeah, it's on the Lessonly platform. So you will take the exam on Lessonly after you sign up by clicking the link that you get in your emails. And once you are registered, you will see the assignment in your Lessonly platform, and then you can take it over again until you pass it. Yes. And I think there was a questions about certifications earlier today. So they were asking when, what's the validity of the coupon code? So the coupon code will only for this week. So you can claim the exam and then do it maybe next week, maybe next month. It's up to you. But the coupon code will be only available in this week. And right now we see that we have 546 people claimed the exam, either for the conclave or for Corda or for both. So yes, we will stop the code after Friday, basically. Yes, after Friday. Sure. All right.
Yeah, there's another one in there. You guys, there's people just keep putting in more and more questions.
Oh, it says what's the career opportunity for new joiners? So I think we do have a career fair today, right? Yeah, we have career fair or job fair, every day throughout the weeks. And
yeah, it's going to be at about 2 p.m. In fact, Adam's just getting ready to come on. So right after we finish wrapping this up, the job fair will be available, or you can ask questions and they'll be able to get you there.
Yeah, so the job fairs we have, R3 has a fairly large global ecosystem, a lot of partners, MasterCard, Accenture, Infosys, I think TCS also one of them, HCL. Those employers have global blockchain projects. So the opportunity is definitely there, because blockchain technology is constantly evolving, and we are seeing more and more traditional companies, for example, like they be in the supply chain or they in global trading or oil companies like Shell or car manufacturers. Yeah, they all looking at the project, but I have to be frank and fair to say that being a blockchain developers will not be the same as say just a cloud developer, AWS developer or GCP developers. Of course, the opportunity is much more, much bigger for example, cloud platform engineers or etc. But blockchain is currently the state of art technology, and in fact, our CTO. Richard Jendel Brown was well, it sounds like I'm his fanboy. Yeah, maybe I am his fanboy. So he was giving basically a talk at the House of the Lord in UK. So basically it's a public hearing. It's almost the same like the one that Mark Zuckerberg did in the Senate in US. So basically our our CTO was summoned by the UK government to discuss the possibilities, the potentials, and the reasons behind central bank digital currency, CBDC, where R3 is a big coordinator in the topic globally. So if you ask like what would opportunity looks like, is there. But you cannot compare with any other computer science job, but it's still there. It's kind of like a I wouldn't say a gamble, because gamble is like you bet on something that purely on luck or something. But I think all of us, all of our evangelists you are seeing right now, we are betting on that the blockchain technology has a future based on what we know. So basically it's like the distributed technology and the flaw in the centralized system, etc. blah, blah, but I also don't want to oversell you the story behind it. So yeah, so that's basically my 2 cents for how would you think about the opportunities in this industry.
So before we go for the next question, I have a reminder. So make sure that everyone, you complete your NPS survey, even after this session or before for the earlier session as well. And if you enjoyed all these sessions for today, you can just give that 9 out of or 10 out of 10. And of course, if you don't enjoy, you can give any points, but make sure that you complete the survey. And if you enjoy, 9 or 10. Yeah, sorry, Peter, you were taking another question.
Yeah, well, yeah, I it's more like a comment. Well, I mean, I was trying to read it. Yes, I agree with you, but documentation is a different team. Like it's not our team. We don't write documentations. We make contributions, but we don't write them. So what I can tell you is what we do is the samples. So basically, if you want to learn how to write about it, how to basically develop a core app, yes, you can email us anytime if we have errors, bugs in our samples. That's us. Documentations is beyond our payroll, So, but I hear you, and we are aware of that.
Definitely, I think we'll also probably talk to our docs team and pass on that feedback. It's actually something which we know and we have been talking about it for some time. I think yeah, it's time for us to basically talk to the docs team and pass on convey this information that probably there needs to be something to be done.
Hello, are people still there?
Yeah, I see.
Are there Corda apps? Are there many Corda app projects still POC?
Okay, so before I saw that, I was reading the previous one. So why didn't R3 come up with an archetype and completely rely on the template from the GitHub? I don't quite follow. So what do you mean by that? While you are typing out your questions more elaborately, so next question, are many Corda projects still POC. Of course, so they are a lot of code apps. They are currently in POC, but I'm not quite sure. Are you asking in the direction that they are not live, or they are like because of reasons, or are we constantly seeing more POCs? So here's the thing. So we are constantly seeing more and more POCs, proof of concept coming up. So that's a good thing, right? And also another part of the question is actually a lot of the POCs are now live. For example, Project Contour, Project Spunkta, Project Marco Polo. So those used to be POCs, now they are live, so you can look them up. And actually, most of them, they have a company running behind it. So that's that. Yeah, I still don't get it, Ravi. So yes, we have the core app template. Core app.
Can we bring Ravi up? Like, let's Ravi, just raise your hand, and we'll. Why don't you just ask it, with your voice? So just raise your hand so I can find you. There you go. Okay, I'm allowing them to talk. Okay, Ravi, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So my question is that I've been working on multiple projects on R3 since a while. So when as a developer, I feel that we didn't have some specific initializer for building the initial templates for working on the Coda project. So all I need to do is take the repo project from the GitHub Coda repo, the samples project, and completely work on it. So instead, if we can provide some utility where I can create the modules or name or add the respective SDKs, so that it will make my life simpler as a developer. So that's one point to discuss upon.
So I think I get what he's asking. So you're more like coming from like something of an IDE support, right? So you say I create a new Coda project, and then you get things like add something like an account SDK or add a token SDK, and then you just get your projects from there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we'll take that as a probably a feedback, and we'll see what we can do around that.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
I mean, I'm really not sure if Gradle supports an archetype for now, but just because the Gradle doesn't support, at least as far as I know, it doesn't support. So just like Spring Initializer, if we can have a utility that will help the fellow developers work on code. Right?
Yeah. So yeah, what we can do is probably, I think you would have seen the IntelliJ plugin, which we will be releasing in some time. So maybe we'll take that as an update for that plugin and try and see if we can bring in that kind of a feature into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think I also finally realized what you're talking about. So basically, it's like you want something that you click. For example, you will have the account SDK. You click, you have the token SDK. You click, you have the account and token SDK. Is that correct?
Yeah, some kind of.
Yeah, sounds pretty interesting. Well, yeah.
Similar to the Spring project, right? You have the Spring initializer with which comes with your IntelliJ. Just say I want to create a Spring project, and then gives you a list of what all dependencies you want, what is the project name. That creates that structure for you once you click on all those things. That's a good sort of feedback, I would say. You can take.
So just one more point, Ashutosh, I have a question. So can we have more samples around accounts and tokens SDK integration and all the other edge cases possibly? Because I've been working on mostly on the SDKs with Coda, so I didn't find much relevant code over the repos or the blogs. So what I had to do is I had to actually read through the actual tokens SDK code and understand the functionalities all by myself. So it took me a while to understand the complete utility classes. And what I've seen as the tokens SDK 1.2 supports the Java as well. So there I mean, even as a Java developer, it took me a while because Kotlin is something new to me. So can we make it more developer friendly, at least from the code perspective, not from the documentation perspective?
Yeah, so we do have certain samples, but if you're looking at anything specific, then can you just like let us know? That would help us to identify what you're looking at and maybe just help you with that.
No, especially on how to use the utilities, right? I mean, we have all the out of the box flows written in the token SDK, the utility classes, especially when we use confidential identities or the accounts to be specific. So, but what I felt was that I had to actually try it out all by myself because I didn't find sufficient code. Even though we have some code available, that was not sufficient with respect to the classes provided by the tokens SDK. So that was a bit concerning for me, just because I am not completely aware of the APIs. So at least whatever I have worked on, most of the classes and the states are fine, but how to use the utilities is something which is very important, is what I felt, because probably many developers don't know that they have the inbuilt flows already available. So just to make sure that they know that they are present already in it.
Ravi, did you did you try this sample out by any chance, which I've put in the chat channel, the World Cup?
Yes, I went through. Yes.
Okay.
So you're talking about from the perspective of when you're trying to integrate these two samples together. I mean, working with both of them together, or are you even talking about one of them individually?
No, integration of both accounts and tokens.
Okay, we'll look into that.
Yeah, we'll surely take this as a note and add a few more samples for this integration.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ravi, for the suggestions and the questions. Those are awesome. In fact, we have one more question in the chat from Rodrigo. The question is, how some can get help to make a code app using the samples?
I don't get it. How some can get help to make code app using samples?
I mean, I think it's about, if I'm making a real application, how can I use these sample projects to make a real application?
All right. Let me do this. So let me actually to show you, show everybody the samples. Yeah. So okay, cool. Okay, all right, I'm sharing my screen. So right now we are on the Quora GitHub homepage. So on the top, we have pinned Quora template Java, Quora template colon, samples Java. And I assume most of our developer in the audience are Java developers. So let's go to Java. So in the Java repo, we have separate different topics. So we have accounts, advanced, basic, business, network. That's again another SDK. We just didn't cover it in the developer week. Features and tokens. So for example, if your question is, I want to learn some basic about Quora, so you can go to the basic folder, and then, well, of course you have to clone the whole folder, and then you go there, you go to the basic. You can learn about how you can send basically do a HTTP request, Quora. How you can simply send signal to your counterparties, stateless, meaning there's no state, no object is sending to your counterparty. It's only a string, it's a message. So that's a ping pong. The tutorial AppStem is the tutorial application that we use in our documentations. Flow database access is show you where you can directly change your database inside Quora. And after you learn about the basics, you might want to learn some functionalities. So you go into the functionality folders, you can learn how to work with attachment, how to work with confidential identities, how to work with the contract SDKs. It's more like a tool, contract SDK, instead of a real SDK. How you can learn about Quora service, custom logging, Docker form, notary changes, observable state, Oracle, Postgres setups, queryable state, reference state, schedulable state. So this is how we think how we can help you with building your core app, because you might want to come across some of the features in the samples. Does that help the questions? Okay, my chat just looks funny now. I couldn't see the chat.
There is someone who says, I always get error message while trying to apply deploy node star. So what exactly is the error message that you're getting?
Guys, do we want to bring up Rodrigo? Rodrigo, do you want to raise your hand? Ravi, do you want to raise your hand? We can bring you guys up on to ask the questions directly rather than asking them in the chat. So just raise your hand and then I'll bring you up on stage. There's Ravi again. So I'm not sure if Rodrigo wants to come up as well. Maybe he's asking in the chat. There he is. Rodrigo is having some typing issues. I am going to ask him.
Sorry for not asking the question. So my question is that in the R3 docs, in the API Vault query section, there's a statement that it supports, the Vault query supports the Spring data as well. Do we have any examples, or can you please elaborate on it, on how to achieve it?
Okay, so I need to know which exactly page you're talking about. So custom third-party data access framework from the Quora app, the Quora. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah, I've just pinged the URL.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see.
I've sent the link.
Yeah. Okay.
We have any samples around this? Unless you guys know, but I don't think so. I'm not aware of any sample which we have for this, but definitely we should plan something on writing a sample around Spring data integration.
I mean, this is just another suggestion from my side. I see that for every Vault query, I still have to rely on Hibernate APIs. So do we have some, can we build some utility around it so that we can directly use something similar to Spring Data JP? Because I've been mostly working with the Vault, and it's a bit old to use the Hibernate APIs.
So I think the Hibernate is currently what R3 is using to do the persistent. I maybe we can ask about Quora 5, but I'm not sure if Hibernate is going away or not. I doubt it.
I'm talking about the support with the Spring Data JPA, because that is mentioned in the doc.
Okay, but can you describe like what you try to achieve with
no, we still use the entity manager to persist or to update the data. For example, if you have a custom table, so you have to rely on the entity manager instead of some utility like Spring Data JPA, where you can directly call the interface and save the data, right? I mean, if you are aware of the Spring and the usage of Spring, so we have the facility to directly save the entity class directly instead of using the Hibernate core class APIs.
Also, have you taken a look at the Vault query APIs which we have?
Yes. I have taken, but my just one point is that, do we have any support with Spring Data as mentioned in the doc.
Correct. Okay.
I think we'll have to look at that. I don't think we have tried that out, but yeah, certainly we can get you an answer on that. We'll have to look at it and try and understand, talk to our engineers and see if we have any support around that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thanks, and sorry for asking a lot of questions.
No, it's all right. We have another question asking how much performance improvement we can expect in quarter 5. Well, I mean, quarter 5 is not fully packaged, so we couldn't really give you a benchmark. But quarter 5 get rid of the RPC client, so all your interaction with the external is directly coming from the node via REST API. So I think that will actually save some time as well, because I think Swagger API use a faster engine than Spring Boot. I think a lot faster than the Spring Boot. So that's something. And also again is as I said, quarter 5 is not fully packaged yet. There's actually more functionalities coming. So we don't know. We don't have the benchmark yet.
Also, just to add to Peter's point, there are a whole bunch of changes and in the way we now will architecture and design Coda 5 applications. So right from the basic node concept, right? So now we don't have a node as such with Coda 5, but now we actually call it the Coda hosting environment. So now we have something called as this virtual nodes, and now we'll be eventually be integrating with Kafka bus, where now we won't have a huge fat jar, a huge fat Coda node deployed, but rather what we'll have is we'll have multiple workers who will be created on the fly, and these will be small compute threads, and eventually they'll shut down once their computation is over. So so that's what we all of us are planning for, that the model is going to be lightweight model and these kind of things. Again, the way we've packaged Coda apps with Coda 5 is different. Again, you will not have a big fat Coda app jar, but rather you will have smaller lightweight jars as well. So yeah, all of these will definitely add to a lot of performance improvements.
So there's also a question regarding the support from Rodrigo.
You haven't find access to tech support by mail. Can you share the link where we can get support for programming on Coda? We don't really do support technically, but we do answer questions. I mean, the boundary is very blurry, you can feel free to always email us at devrel@r3.com, or you can, by end of the session, each of the evangelists, we can all put our emails in. But, technically, we do not do support for Coda app development. Yes, but we answer questions. So let me just put it there.
Probably best that people join the Slack groups or the Discord groups or watch the YouTube channel. That's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah. So definitely. So that's actually what I was about to say is we don't do it, sort of like
it's more like not on a one-on-one basis, but it's like community support that we do. You can join our Slack channel where we have a community of around 10,000 developers, and you'll also find us and even some of the R3 engineers. So yeah, that's where, and also Discord.
Yeah, Slack, Discord is we wouldn't proactively going after application development in the communities, but we will answer any questions you have and try to get your answer. But again, some of the questions, for example, Ravi was asking why there isn't archive command in the accounts, but that's sort of like it's a SDK teams questions. So even if you ask me, I want to answer you, I don't have an answer, but we will try our best to answer all the questions in Slack and Discord.
Yeah. Also, you can put your question on Stack Overflow. That's another way of getting questions answered.
Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you guys have seen that we recently launched a R3 developer portal. So that's also something we have a. Let me get the link. We have a chat box. You can talk to the chat box. No, just kidding. So the R3 developer portal or the platforms not available because I'm an admin. But if we go to the developer.r3.com, then we will see that in this portal, if you log in, sign in, that's my credentials. I'm gonna sign in as an admin. You are not gonna see all these goodies, but you're gonna see this is your dashboard. You can ask a question directly from here. So ask for support, new request, and then that will become a ticket, and then we will receive it, and then we can communicate with you directly. So that's also something. Or you can talk to the chatbot. Yeah. So that's all. So I think our communication channel definitely is open. Yes. Cool.
Are there any more questions that anybody wants to ask? Before we go to, we're going to give away $100 and our final Slido, final quiz for the day. So some money standing by, but I just want to make sure that we got all the questions out of the way for office hours before we head to Adam after the quiz. All right, going once, going twice. We got all the questions answered. Tomorrow's our last day, so we can also answer some more questions there as well too. Naveen, do you want to thank everybody, and then we'll go to a final quiz for $100?
Yes. So most of the questions, in fact, all the questions I've answered, and that's great. So day 4 done. Thank you so much, team, for that effort of from moving from technical to the certifications and waiting for tomorrow as well. So great job, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. See you tomorrow. And before that, we'll do a Slido. So after Slido, we'll be having Adam, who is going to take you to the job fair. Okay, great. So let me open the poll or quiz. Now this is for $100. Awesome. So I'm sharing my screen. You can join with the same link as before. So I can see a few people have joined. That's great.
We're trying to give everyone a chance because, you know, there's less people here now. All those people that stayed on to office hours should get something, right?
Yes.
Is this really hard? Is this really hard? Is it going to be really hard?
I don't know. Hope so. Hope so. So I'm going for the last poll which I created. So it should be hard. Let's see.
Do we have more polls for tomorrow?
Yes, we have 4 more polls available for more quizzes.
Okay. Maybe we'll have to give more money tomorrow, maybe.
Yes.
All right, give everyone another maybe 20 seconds, then we'll get going.
So if you're new to this Slido, it's very simple. You can just scan the QR code and you can see the questions there once we start. Otherwise, you can go to browser, you can enter slido.com and mention that number there, and you'll be in the game. I can see a lot of people joined. We got Ravi, Ross, Manleo, David, Sagar, Tom.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so 5 more seconds. We are going to start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's see the first question. Here we go. So this is a multiple answer question. Okay, so in Java, final keyword can be used with Methods, variable, class, interface. Okay, 3 more seconds and done. Let's see what you have answered. Okay, most of you. Okay, so since there are multiple questions, so we don't know who exactly is giving what answer, but yeah, interface is not a lot of people are doing that. So let's see. The right answer, it is method, variable, and class. That is correct. You can use find keyword with these 3 things. Let's move to the next question. Here we go. Guess the output. This is a code in Java. Guess the output. Okay, we got 2 constructors. I'm getting the object of a subclass. Okay, let's see what you voted for. Okay, most of you are saying in B. Okay, because it's a B object. Let's see what's the right answer. And the right answer is in A. Try that code on your machine and let's see what you get. Great. Now we can see the leaderboard. Okay, so leaderboard, we got Manlio, someone new on the leaderboard. That's awesome. Okay, Manlio, great job. Let's go for the next question and let's see if you're in the top till the end. Okay, in which year AWS was launched? Oh, tricky one. I will try to finish this in 3, 2, 1, and let's see what you voted for. Okay, most of you are saying 2008. Yeah, it sounds like a new technology, right? But it started in 2002 as a web service. They introduced cloud computing in 2006, but AWS launch was 2002. Awesome. And let's go for the next question. In which ECMAScript version symbol was introduced? Or symbol? Now, symbol is the primitive type as well, like objects, variables in JavaScript. Which version? Okay, most of you voted. Let's see. Oh, you voted for ECMAScript 2015, and let's see the right answer. And that is correct. Good job. Good job. And last question. Let's see if you can do that. And here we go. Guess the personality. What is that? Is it a plane? A chartered plane? Or a bike? Not sure.
It's an old plane, it looks like.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what you voted for. Okay, most of you are saying Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft, and that is correct. Great job. Tim Patterson, who's that? I'm not even know about Tim Patterson. Okay, anyway, let's see the leaderboard. And leaderboard, we got Rodrigo. You got motivated by asking questions in the chat. That's great, Rodrigo. Congrats. You will receive the mail next week from the team.
Yeah, he
Awesome.
took him a minute to answer, but he actually got 4 of the 5, whereas everyone else got 3.
Yes. So, yeah, sometimes it's also about speed, but then if you give the right answer. Great job, Rodrigo. Great. So that was fun. Maybe this was a bit difficult compared to the last one.
You want to just quickly recap the code challenge? I don't know if Peter's around, but we might just want to bring up Peter really quickly just to recap the code challenge because it's tonight at 11:59. I'm not sure how many people you have, Peter, that have entered, but I know that there's $1,000 up for. Do you want to just talk a bit about that?
Yes, currently we do have submissions that came in already, so it's fully developed, and I took a quick peek. I haven't really went through the code yet, but I think it has multiple flows, etc. So it definitely, well, I mean, if it's running perfectly, then it definitely hits the completeness of the application. So yeah, we are open. So the clock is still running. I think right now until 11:59 IST, so that we have roughly. Yeah, 8 hours. Yeah, 8 hours until we close the channels. We will go through the applications with rest of evangelists, so it's not my personal decisions. We will come in tomorrow. The first sessions is the contest. Basically, we will actually invite the whoever win the contest to speak on the stage to basically talk about their applications. It's a good opportunity to demonstrate to the community that we have the talent, in the audience that can actually write a code app that's live and basically can stand on its own. So yes, so make sure you be there. If you participate in the contest, don't be the one that you win the contest and you are not there. We give it to the second place. Yeah. So yes, back to you, Nevin.
That's awesome. So I'm waiting for tomorrow morning to see the winner and what are their thoughts on this code challenge, and would love to see their code as well. Great. So let's go to the agenda as well for tomorrow's agenda. Let me just get that on the screen, or if any can. Okay. So tomorrow, basically, we'll be having the introduction. Then at 10:15, we are going to see the code challenge contest, right? And then we have the mentorship. That's very important. So we have a mentorship program at 11:15, right? So I hope you're excited for those things. And yeah, so we are all good for the day. It's time for the job fair, right? So Adam is back with the job fair. Hey, hi, Adam.
Hiya, how are you doing? It's been a great day today, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed all the sessions, and it's all set for the job fair now. Anything for the newcomers? Any tips?
Yeah, so in terms of the job fair, whilst I have all of you on board in the Zoom from that fantastic quiz in office hours, I'll just show you how you can all take part. The job fair will be kicking off from 15 minutes time. So you've got from 15 minutes time, you can have meetings with any of the employers that are here at the APAC Developer Week. So I'll just share my screen to show you exactly how you can do that. All of them are here for 15-minute meetings with Corda and Conclave talent. So that means you. So in order to make a meeting with any of the 20 plus employers that we have here, you can go to this page, the employers page, and you can click into their booth to discover more about them. So you can see where they're hiring, how large they are. So we've got multinational companies here, as well as exciting startups that are building in Corda Conclave. And then to arrange a meeting, you just have to tab down over the recruiter and click meet. And over here, you can see what that recruiter is looking for, and you can arrange a meeting here. And it's as simple as that. Just go and schedule 10, 15-minute meetings with any of the recruiters from any of the employers that you are interested in that are hiring in your area, and just have a chat with them, because all of the employers here, they know that you are in a training and certification conference. They know that you might not be the finished article yet, but they also know that you're excited to build with Corda and Conclave. And that's exactly the talent that they're looking to acquire at the moment. So just connect with them now, and then there might be an opportunity for you at that employer now or in the future. It's a really, really exciting opportunity. It's not very often that you have this many companies working on these technologies all in the same place at the same time. Amazing, really interesting companies that we've got for you. So yeah, please go ahead and make some meetings. There's only 12 minutes left until meetings open up. So go ahead, schedule some now to avoid being disappointed. And yeah, that's how you take part. Is there any questions from anyone about how to take part in the job fair? Any questions in the chat? None at the moment.
What's your music going to be? What was your music choice?
I think I'm going to have to go to a bit of soul. We had a nice bit of soul the other day. I think that's been the winner. So the Bollywood went okay. It was a bit of a mixed bag, though, that playlist, actually.
Oh, really?
So for anyone that hasn't been here the last couple of days, I've been here every day during the job fair, whilst you can go and make meetings with employers to ask questions. And we've had a little bit of a DJ session, trying to see what other...
Bollywood Chill was yesterday, right?
Bollywood Chill was yesterday. I mean, what kind of... I'm going to have a little peruse of my Spotify whilst you're speaking. Let's see what else is there. Can we get some suggestions in the chat for what music people would like if they're going to sit and join me and ask questions about the job fair?
I think we should go 80s.
80s. All right.
Yeah.
See, Gavin, my 80s and your 80s is slightly different, I think. I've got the UK.
Yeah, I know, but that the UK 80s are the ones. Those are the best
Yeah.
80s. Those were the bands, man. Depeche Mode. Tears for Fears.
Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean. Yeah. Let me see. I got a really good 80s playlist for you.
All right. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Send it through.
One do we use? Yeah, you'll like this one. Where'd it go?
So, guys, any questions about the job fair, please put them out. After we found our Spotify playlist, I'll just give one more demonstration for anyone else that wasn't here just to pick it up. And then I'll be sat here for the next couple of hours, just ready to answer your questions. Go ahead, have your meetings from 2 till 4 p.m. And if you want to come back and report how you got on, or you're just want to ask any questions or have any problems with setting up those meetings, you can come in here and ask questions.
I put it in the chat for you.
Oh, fun.